We're in with Jeff Stokes. He's the executive director of IO, and wow, you've got a really great event going on here tonight.
Thank you very much. We worked hard on it.
Oh yeah,
so,
it's obvious. And first of all, give us a little background about how the idea started.
Well, the idea started as just an idea in my head, I guess. I had a lot of friends from Wichita, and I've met several people who were creating work that had to do with science, and so I saw a trend there and decided that we needed that show. We needed a show that was about science and art together. And most of the work in this show is people either using science as a way of creating the work, they're using scientific methodology like experimentation or technology, or metaphor as in the figurative pieces here that are sculptures, Stephen Atwood's work. So it was an exciting show to put together, and I'm glad it all came together nice.
Viruses?
Yeah,
viruses.
Really. Well, we should say hi to Lars, for he's probably watching in Sweden right now.
Oh, that's great.
And Lars' piece is the one back here that's detecting airborne viruses, and it actually is a program meant to detect the common cold virus, and he's made a CAD drawing of the gallery here that shows you how likely you are to catch the rhinovirus in any given part of the room, any given part of the space. And of course it relates a bit to the idea of the terror threat level and the Hegelian dialectic, I assume, that where the government tends to create problems for us to worry about, and then they provide us with the solution to that problem, so that it's a way of controlling the public. That's right. Adam Brown at OU teaches a class in technology and art, and several of his students have actually come and brought. The robot is from that class, and Jesse Harlan, who did the piece with the sound, the interactive sound piece back there, is from that class as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got some great stuff going on in Oklahoma, and it was neat to be able to reach out to other states as well, as far as Sweden, for that matter, for Lars. So this is the first year for Symbiosis. Okay. I just made this up. So what we're going to do is in August every year we have a special show. Every other year we have one called La Voce Politica. So it occurs during the political years when we're having elections.
I think next year is definitely a political year, right?
Next year's the election year, so we'll have La Voce at this time next year. And then every off year we'll curate an exhibit like this.
Okay.
So I've got a few ideas in the pike. So.
Majority of my work is a symbiotic relationship type work that I've developed to deal with the human body and machines, and that relationship that happens within that relationship. So you'll see machines that are heavily mechanical. They look heavy, they look strong, they look like they're meant to do something, and they have a tendency to look very purposeful, even though it's just art. Art is just to look at. So I think it was really challenged to try to make work that seems mechanical, seems to have that sense of machine without it being a real machine.
Right.
But so that's pretty much what you're going to see throughout my work. Well, the chairs are there because within that relationship, that symbiotic relationship that's developed between man and machine, there's always another person that is maintaining that relationship. So whether it's your cell phone, that type of relationship where it's you and the cell phone and all the people that take care of that phone, or if it's a ventilator that you're connected to that's helping you breathe, helping you stay alive, there are people outside of that relationship that are just as important as the machine itself, to maintain it, to make sure it's working, or as simply as to make sure that the human figure is fed. That relationship, because if one fails, then the relationship it's like the machine becomes obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order for it to work, it's a very complicated, didactic, I guess. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, it started several years ago. My wife had muscular dystrophy, and she got to the point where she needed full life support to maintain her life. And so, it's so natural just to watch, that relationship that was developed between, ventilators and feeding machines and all these different apparatuses. And there was always someone attending to that relationship. And I think the chair is a very simple, easy way to bring that human figure into it. Whether it's the patient themselves, or it's that person attending to that relationship. And it's like, who can't see themselves in a chair? It's so natural to sit in one, to be a part of it, be in your life, and it's hard not to think about the human factor when you see a chair. It's just years of experience, my own experiences. I worked in a warehouse for a while. I made parts for Case Tractor, and it's just that idea machine. I love machines. I love to see how they work, that understanding of them, and then have that experience of the machine sustaining my true love. You couldn't help but not try to create some type of work that talked about that relationship. I've seen machines that are just completely utilitarian, but I've also noticed in the last 10, 15 years that designers are coming into the thing, and starting to make machines sexy, and it put some curves in it instead of just straight lines, and I think most of these machines these pieces have a very sensual quality to them, as far as the lines in them. I try to get rid of all the straight edges, and make it a little more figurative.
Yes.
So what's the purpose of you being here tonight?
Well, my name is Dr. Molliver Hatchett, and I am here this evening to document the existence of the art exhibit as we know it, and to document the data from the people who come to this type of event. Well, tonight, about an hour, but I have done a lot of research by going to art exhibits and witnessing the participants who attend these events and their reactions to the art as we know it. I suppose that there are a lot of theories that art is a very frivolous and unnecessary thing for a normal culture or society, and I want to understand more about what the art is, why it is that people react the way that they do to the art that they see, and why the artists make the art so that people can have these reactions that they have when they see the artwork, and to show what is behind this existence of an art patron, as we call it, the common people call it, the art patron, and to understand what makes these people so interested in the artwork. Well, I really cannot comment on the research that I've gathered at this point. It's still very new, but it's very interesting, the different things that bring people out to witness and to understand the artwork. So I think the best thing about research is when nobody has done it yet. There's much need for that.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
And what kind of scientist are you again?
Well, I am a scientist who works independently through a private research foundation that is funded by private supporters who want to learn more about the human nature. Oh, anywhere they can contact me. Well, I'm not a common person, so I'm not in the phone book. But they can certainly see my picture at any post office locally. And I actually am working on a website, but I don't have it up yet. So
You don't have it up.
it will just be very serendipitous or by chance that they would find this person, this research. Am known internationally, of course, for all of my hard work and research, and I don't have many friends, but I do know a lot of people.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.